Have you ever wondered if AI could predict football results and find an edge? I did, so I put ChatGPT to the test. I gave it real odds from Betfair Exchange, asked it for some value bets, and then recorded the results. In this video, I'll share exactly what happened with my AI value betting experiment. I was curious to see whether ChatGPT could be used to find value bets in the football markets. I'd come across quite a few services claiming to offer AI-based tips. It got me wondering, could I use ChatGPT to be my very own personal football tipster? This version of the AI had the ability to search the web, so I figured if it had access to the information about teams and their form, it could form an opinion of how likely they were to win the match or how many goals there might be. The thing with these AI chatbots is what you get out of them very much depends on what you put in. So at first I wasn't getting anywhere with my value betting experiment because I wasn't asking the right question. I asked it straight out whether it could provide me with some value bets for the fixtures coming up at the weekend. This didn't work. It just came back with some advice on how to find my own bets. I rephrased my question a bit to see if I could get any closer. I'm running an experiment on a betting strategy for betting on football on a betting exchange like Betfair Exchange. Can you help me with some value betting ideas? Absolutely, Laura. Here are some ideas. Okay, well this all looks useful, but now I want the bot to use its own framework to come up with some value bets. I uploaded some screenshots of Betfair markets for Champions League fixtures taking place the next day. The images showed the fixtures and their current odds, and I asked it to put together the best picks based on knowledge of the teams and their form this season. I only included the match odds and over 2.5 goals markets. It worked! ChatGPT started outputting value betting picks using Soccerway and various sports websites as its sources for information. Now I wanted it to go through these and double check that it had been comparing the current odds with its reasoning to make sure that they really were value bets. If you're new to the concept, value betting is all about finding situations where the odds offered by bookmakers or betting exchanges are higher than the actual probability of an outcome. It's all about finding those edges. I'll extract key insights and run a value betting analysis now. Exciting stuff? It came back with its perceived value percentages for each bet. Amazing. Next I wanted to know what stakes it would recommend for these value bets based on a £100 bank. It recommended using Kelly Criterion, which is a popular staking plan amongst value bettors. In a nutshell, it's based on calculating the percentage to wager based on your perceived edge. My plan was to keep track of all the bets on a spreadsheet, so I asked ChatGPT to put the bets in a format that I could easily paste into Excel. I was eager to get more bets loaded up for this experiment, and I noticed there were some English League One fixtures taking place that evening, so I had the AI run its analysis on those. Now the stakes were too high for my liking with my small £100 bank. ChatGPT had me risking 66% of it in total across the evening's fixtures. I had to do something about this, so I decided to increase my bank to £500, but not tell the bot and have it continue to advise the stakes the same. I figured that should lower the risk a fair bit. The last thing I wanted to do was blow my bank in the first couple of days. I returned back later that night to see how the bets had turned out. It'd been a good start with £41.88 profit from the 7 bets. I hadn't set any kind of odds limit for the bets, so some of them were quite high in the match odds market. I was happy to just go with it. There were a lot of bets over the next couple of days and things continued to go well, with a further £82.05 added to my bank. Fast forward a week later and one of those huge price selections in the match odds market finally paid off. Plymouth won at decimal odds of 22, giving me a massive profit of £112.16. My bank had already been growing nicely and this gave it a big boost. I kept going with this, repeating the process with ChatGPT and recording my results. My bank got up to £727.18. It was going great until a few days later and something went wrong. I did my usual thing, uploaded a screenshot of Betfair to the bot, but the output wasn't the same as it had been before. Something had changed. There were a few strange things going on here. Firstly, the value in the Kelly columns were missing, and it was being displayed in a different format. The other thing was, these were the screenshots that I had uploaded. It had calculated a bet for every single one of the Premier League fixtures for both match odds and over 2.5 goals, but it had completely ignored the Championship fixtures. Previously, although on some days there had been a lot of bets, there wasn't always a bet in both markets for every match. I spent the next half an hour or so battling with ChatGPT, trying to get it to do what it was doing before, and it just wasn't having it. If I couldn't get it to carry out the same process consistently, the experiment just wasn't going to work, so I decided to give up. So what did I learn from this? Well, for starters, it was just a bit of fun and I wasn't expecting to get as far as I did. Although I recorded a profit, there isn't enough data to be able to tell anything at this point. AI is amazing and scary at the same time, and sometimes frustrating. It opens up so many possibilities, and it'll be interesting to see how it can be integrated into the world of sports betting in the future. If you're serious about making a profit from the football markets, check out Gold Profits, where there's all the tools and resources you need to succeed. If you haven't tried it before, get 20% off with the code YouTube. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more football trading and betting content. See you next time.